Hey guys, Tightrope here, bring you a 2v2 today. We're on Wolfheze. Hey, today spawning in the north we have SilentHIT playing as Soveit. Immediately going for defensive with a tier 2 start. Team with him is BreadMarshLivePlace. Playing as US forces, going for Airborne. Looks like he's going for a Pathfinder rifle combination. From the south we have worst player as Ostheer, who has Jaeger armor, Storm and Lightning War. And finally Tiger Ben as OKW, who has elite armored, Overwatch and breakthrough. This is a random team on both sides. BreadMarsh around rank 90, Silent around 50. Both the Axis players around 30 to 50. I can't remember. 30 to 60, we'll say that. So a slight ranking advantage towards the Axis here. Beacon up on that point as well. Pathfinder's coming in from the side. Oh wow, rear echelon trying to put down a fighting position and going to start launching some rifle nades in from there. Don't see those too often. In fact, I imagine some people don't even know that they do that. So how rare it is to see a fighting position with the rear echelon in it. I'm a bit surprised it's not launching any at this squad over here though. This doesn't have sights. Oh, there it goes now, but too late. Catches these grenadiers on the way through. Do remember you can jump in and out of this building to make this go faster. Ever so slightly faster. In this case, it does seem like there are some targeting issues. Not firing as often as it should for some reason. And by going for that fighting position, sacrificing a little bit of early squad control. It's going to jump into it with the Pathfinders though. Still does offer that heavy cover. I wonder, does it have fighting positions? I wonder what kind of cover they provide. I mean, maybe it's bunker? I don't really know if I've looked into it before. Okay, and it looks like Silent is having a real struggle on his side of the map in the meantime. Maximum start going very, very slowly. The rifle needs quite yet for the worst player. He had them. That could have been a machine gun wipe there. Good MG positioning though. Rifleman gets suppressed as they make their way in. Rear echelon going to jump back into the fighting position. See the one that's looking to throw the rifle nade is just kind of standing around not doing anything though. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the positioning. Somehow it's just not quite working out. It's a decent idea. Now with the incendiary rounds active. Okay, there we go. Launching a nice one out the back onto the machine gun. Doesn't quite get the decrew, and the incendiary rounds shredding the fighting position, but nearly getting the decrew on the machine gun. Maybe the... Yep, the rifle nade does. Speaking of, we had a rifle nade over to here. Will worst player be able to hold on to that machine gun? Doesn't have anything really arriving to support. Another captain there for the steal. BreadMarsh also going for a mortar. Went for a relatively early captain as well. That's why he's kind of struggling between the early tech, one less squad down for the fighting position. Kind of does work out in the end though. Kind of trading a fighting position for a MG42. Especially pre-upgrade, you take that. Looks like Silent's maybe trying to save 2 command points so he can start bringing So there's other weapons. Nope, I'm just going to go for a mortar now. Doesn't want to wait. 2-2 coming in for worst player. Reasonable timing on it. Rebuilding the machine gun as well.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Good reactions by Tiger Ben, ducking away from that Maxim very quickly. Let's see how much action's been going on this side of the map, though. Both of those players are at 3 command points already. The others are at 1. Not quite there for 2. It's definitely a high action start on this right hand side. Smoke out to cover the capture. Tiger Ben going for some Jaeger lights now as well. Did put the battle group back at base though, so no forward reinforcement action. Interesting here, going for some tank traps and wire off. I suppose maybe looking to hold this BP a little bit more effectively. Forward ambulance now for BreadMarsh is quite risky. He's dropping in a weapon. He's dropping in an anti-tank gun. Did go for captain, so he could have built one. This is probably the better option, but I suppose this will be hitting the field a bit faster now. Lining up 2-2 behind a sight blocker there, it looks like. T-gun missing. Connects on the second effort though. I was retreating back to base, so 2-2's going to have to go back there to get repaired back up. Oh, Kubel overstaying its welcome. Pretty lucky with the bouncers though. I thought that was likely to go down there. And now BreadMarsh really making use of that ambulance. Trying to soft retreat across to it. We've got the MG setting up. Baits the Grenadiers into it. A little bit slow suppressing them though, and that does allow the M1 to get decrewed in the meantime. Echelon trying to hold made onto the mortar. We've got the quad coming in from the side, keeping these guys under pressure though. BreadMarsh decides to back away here. Could have maybe tried to hold on. Go for the recon on the AT gun with this rear echelon. Not under a lot of pressure until that 2-2 arrives again. Play it safe though. Anti-air half-track going to come in for BreadMarsh. Very late timing on that though. Very, very late. Allies were struggling for fuel control in the early phase. It will hurt them a bit. A little bit slow repositioning this anti-tank gun as well. Might catch it on the way back. Nope, missing. Connecting there, out of range. So it's going to get away. Meanwhile, Quad went for a dive, knocked out the Kubel, but taking engine crit, rear armor, exposed. Oh, but they're getting suppressed now. Oh, still ends up going down to the small arms damage though.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
Okay, we've got double infantry support guns going to war with double Soviet mortars. One regular mortar, one heavy mortar. Faust connecting on the anti-air half-track, but it's getting a good bit of work done there. A lot of Grenadiers getting very, very low. And no AT gun yet for worst player. Doesn't really have a good response to this currently. The kitten was coming across, but shut down. Ooh, and getting blasted by the heavy mortar as well. He's making a good little push here. Tiger Ben maybe looking to put his Schwer down, covering this cut-off over here. Under a lot of pressure though, not really safe to do that. Into your half-track going forwards, quite low in health. A few hits there. Staying stationary now, but he's reloading. AT gun spinning around. COH2 healthy enough to survive one shot. Brandy is coming in. AT gun under a lot of pressure. You can see the model carrying the gun keeps dying, and that makes it very slow to pull away. Oh boy, BreadMarsh in some big trouble here. 222 could come back in, but it's got to play it safe. Meanwhile, the ISG taking out one of the Soviet mortars out the back there. Have the pack coming in now for worst player. Schwer coming up, covering that cutoff as expected. Second Raketen now for Tiger Ben as well. It's interesting, you can see with the amount of fuel he has, he can pretty much go straight for a medium tank. Once he's got this down, that's how strong the Axis fuel control has been so far. Second Raketen is going to slow him down if you wanted to go for a Panzer IV. Maybe will allow the Panther at a reasonable timing still though. Or maybe he's going to go straight King Tiger. Seen a bit of that recently. Infantry support gun going down and getting destroyed. No, just decrued. Let's see if there was a destroyed weapon under there. Oh my god, the attack groundwork, that was crazy. I can't believe that. I thought for sure it would die. It would just like bounce on something here, like didn't have sights. That was insane. Well, Pyro goes down after that as well. Worst player in some trouble. Bad timing to be losing your Pyro when you need to put that tech down if you're planning to build your medium tank. So that attack there from BreadMarsh really going to make life hard for worst player. Good dodge on the rifle nade. Opening incendiary rounds here. MG Grenadiers though just overwhelming the riflemen really. Incendiary rounds doing huge damage at that range though. Rebuild on the quad, was it for SilentHIT? Interesting. Let's got up a few of these tank traps. You don't see these Soviet tank traps very often. A half track out the back there, hanging on by a thread. And Axis somehow did find time to come all the way down here and cap the Allied fuel. So definitely the Axis doing much better in terms of fuel control to this point. So maybe the Allies are slightly ahead in wipes. Take a quick look at the KDs here. SilentHIT doing pretty well actually for Soviets. BreadMarsh a little bit behind. But yeah, in terms of wipes, I think worst player suffering quite badly, so it'll show up a lot worse. Flare up and then getting blasted by the mortars. Is that a third mortar now? Yeah, he's gone for 2 heavy mortars and a regular mortar for the flares. Interesting. Does kind of incentivize rocket artillery, but the path that Tiger Ben has gone, not really that easy to access it. Capping the fuel now. Pack looking for an angle on the anti-air half track, can't find it yet.
Pioneers ready for assignment.
He got on the pyros now for worst player. Okay, paratroopers coming in for BreadMarsh. Does need a little bit more infantry. I think that's a reasonable choice. It's not started the major tech yet. A little bit behind in manpower for that. It's been quite hectic fighting on that side of the map for sure. BreadMarsh at 10.25 command points. Our troopers jumping out. Could maybe grenade into the retreat path here.
We are losing a sector.
No. The troopers are upgrading their LMGs, but they're not quite completed yet. So the Vet 3 LMG Grenadiers will take them out quite cleanly without the anti-air half-track there. Pack connecting. A half-track back in behind the building. Building is still healthy, so not going to be able to shoot through that very effectively. Close range rifle nade. Paratroopers popped their upgrade. I'm very surprised he just didn't throw a grenade here. The Ostheer mortar coming in over here as well, so paratroopers under some pressure. Lucky they didn't take more damage there. Big damage from that MG42. This mortar is back there. Not facing the right direction at the moment though, it appears. Uses on me to break free of the suppression with one squad. That building extremely low in health. Oh my. So lucky that those flag shots missed the building. It easily could have been a flattened building with a rifle squad inside. Half-track, they're going to take a Faust here. Pack coming back in. G42 getting the suppression off. A half-track backing away. Pack also not chasing down the kill. And okay, so worst player decides to go straight for a Brumbear. I think that's a reasonable choice. The way that his tech was lining up, losing that Pio. The medium tank would have come in at, you know, relatively slower timing.
Panzer 4, ready.
Surprising though from Tiger Ben that he did go for a Panzer 4 so late. I mean, look, by the time it's on the field, he's already got 100 fuel. Could have built this about 3 minutes ago. And would have had less time for Silence to field a counter in the form of anti-tank himself. Is this out? Close to the fuel for a T-34 now as well. So the Axis getting their fuel control in a much stronger fashion, but don't know if it's going to be that impactful overall. Got the Major coming out. I suppose BreadMarsh is very far away from the manpower for another tank, so probably going to hurt him. And here we go. Tiger Beam going to put up a howitzer pointed right at these Soviet team weapons. So it's going to be a pretty strong option for him. They're having impacts. M1 coming in for a couple hits. No AP ammo popped though for BreadMarsh, so bouncing. And honestly, worst player, if he had some infantry support here, he probably could have just completely overwhelmed and maybe even decrewed the anti-tank gun of BreadMarsh there. But his pack was out of position and one Grenadier nearby. Maybe that wasn't quite enough. Okay, mortar decrewed over here by the Soviet mortars. Silent has not opted for a tank yet. Maybe going to go straight into the Su-85 then. Is this rotating across? Panzer 4 for Tiger Ben just completely forgotten about it in that corner. Hasn't moved it since he's built it. Here it comes now, I think. It's a bit sloppy. Just bouncing twice. Well, the howitzer coming down now as well. SilentHIT. It's a big trouble. ISG's hitting this machine gun, as well as the Panzer. Just spins around for the P4. Jaegerlight's going to try switch their focus fire. They're so close to that mine. Oh, but he's got the sweeper out, so it doesn't get triggered. And the howitzer coming down combined with the Brumbeer. Silent just getting annihilated right now. And we've got a Werfer strike coming in now as well. He tries to go for the recrew on the heavy mortar. Unsuccessful. And the anti-tank gun gets decrewed. The quad goes down as well to the Raketens. So recruit on the Zis, going to try to get away with that, but the Panzer IV's there. These squads have come out of suppression. Zis decrewed again. Panzer IV trying to knock it out. Engineers going to try to go for the recrew again. Mob carrying it dies. It's decrewed again. G43 sniped. Panzer IV trying to kill it. We've got another conscript coming in for the recruit. As for missing a shot there, so that does allow the Zis to get recruited. 4 kills on the Howie, but definitely more than 4 kills worth of damage. How did those Jaegerlights just go down there? Was that to a mortar shell? I was expecting that. Instantly called back in by Tiger Ben. The Jackson out now for BreadMarsh. Looks like he's managed to steal the other MG42 though from worst player. More of that action on the other side. Bunker Buster on the AT gun, but this is just as the Jackson's arriving. Allowed the rifleman to get the snare off, and then the Jackson's got to knock out the Brumbeer. Where is the pack? Not at a good enough angle to save the day. Might be able to knock out the anti-air half-track though. Yes, he does. Okay, dropping in the planes, hoping to get some kills in return. Let's do some good damage to the Jackson. Bar on the ground, maybe from one of the Pathfinders. And the anti-tank gun got completely destroyed for BreadMarsh. I think the howitzer are able to knock out the weapon, so... Could have been worse for the Axis overall. Good mines there from SilentHIT. SilentHIT still with a lot of manpower floating. It's been for the last 5 minutes or so now. Needs to start spinning through that. Double ISG's coming down. I'm guessing Silent's going to go for a Katyusha next. Really... Oh, the ISGs are pretty spread out actually, so maybe Katyusha wouldn't actually be that strong. Good angle here for the SU-85 though. Jackson coming in as well. The rifle nades out, but suppression kicking in. I'm just going to be able to hold its ground. This is fine time to jump back onto the fuel point though. Allies down by about 100 VPs. Need to get back on top of those. There is indeed a Katyusha for SilentHIT. Still has more than enough manpower to build something else, and it's going to be a conscript. I think that's a good choice. Could build another conscript on top of that as well. Losing this fuel definitely impactful for the allies. You know, SilentHIT could really do with maybe a T-34 for some ramming action. BreadMarsh also. Guessing maybe he's going to go for a Scott or maybe another tank, or have to wait and see. But losing their fuel like this definitely hurting the allies quite badly. Long-range Katyusha. Finding the mortars back here. I didn't realise this actually. Tiger Ben stole one of the heavy mortars. Ooh, and really good Katyusha hits for a long-range scatter barrage like this. 7 kills. That was very, very strong. And that was a rebuild on the anti-air half-track, by the way, for BreadMarsh. Might come in handy because we see Tiger Ben. Enough munitions for it. With a strike maybe coming in on the mortar out the back there. Pretty bad scatter on it though, barely does any damage. Pretty close range too. Quite unlucky. Oh boy! Q4 took an engine crit. Looks like it's from the conscripts. And down it goes. So Tiger Ben now without a tank. He's been burning through his manpower as well. Nowhere near enough manpower to start another tank. And there we go, worst player losing a Grenadier on retreat as well. Axis now really stunned to struggle. Tiger Ben did go for the mechanized truck, so I think he is going for the King Tiger, but it's going to be very hard. The Axis taking so many losses. The Broombear squads, machine guns, mortars. Howie back in action now. 9 kills so far. They're looking really good for the Allies now. They got the triple cap running. Well, briefly. Lost control of this one though. Katyusha once again into the mortar area. Oh wow, he got a bar on the Mage. You don't see that too often. Ooh, and he's very lucky to escape. Might no, doesn't.
We lost an infantry unit. They got wiped out.
Quite risky putting a weapon on the Major. I feel it's just so squishy.
They're sniffing around our asses. Tactical point being
MG getting
captured.
decrewed, but nice suppression, shutting down capping attempt. SilentHIT getting on top of the VP over here as well. Oh, here we go. Doesn't jump out of the building. Riflenade's able to crawl into range and do the job. So both machine guns down. This one back under pressure from the indirect fire again as well. Okay, Tiger out now for worst player. Jackson there to blast it immediately, but BreadMarsh maybe doesn't have quite enough anti-tank to deal with that. Just the one Jackson can be tricky. Tiger Ben meanwhile just nowhere near saving enough manpower to call in an ace. I mean, a King Tiger anytime soon. Oof, big hits from that Tiger though. Axis, however, are really struggling on the VPs. Looks like worst player heading over in that direction now. The long range Katyusha, this one's not going to hit anything, it looks like. Well, maybe not, because worst player's running in there with his mortar. Nine kills. Knights has really slowed down a lot. Looks like he's off a bit of a base barrage. Got a second Katyusha out the back now for SilentHIT. Could get one shot by a direct hit on this howitzer. Gotta be careful. Decent worth a strike there though from the worst player. They're one now. No sweepers yet on his pyro, so slower on the repairs. Good tank trap usage though from BreadMarsh. Strong position for his machine gun back there. Good reaction times as well with his anti-air half track. Tiger charging ahead. shot off on the Jackson. Jackson bouncing. Pulling in his planes. Now worst player. But all the allied vehicles are out of range at the moment. SU-85's on the edge, but they don't have sight of that. MG getting destroyed altogether this time by being direct off the axis. And the anti-air half-track making short work of those planes, shooting them down really fast. They don't do any damage at all. Worst player with a waste of munitions. She's just coming down here onto the mortars again. Couple more kills for that one. Meanwhile, able to push quite far forwards here. It's actually a bunker up from SilentHIT. Don't see those too often either. And he's gone for a quad, so not really necessary, while BreadMarsh still has his anti-air, but a bit of insurance, I suppose. House is coming down again. Just into this general vicinity once more, though. Coming out to the far side. We'll jam the capture. Jackson around the corner. Connecting as well. The echelon not going to last long enough. This is a very risky move from BreadMarsh. Easily could have lost them just then. The pack slightly out of position here perhaps. B-47's called in. I've been trying to close the distance. Jackson ended up taking 2 shots on the pack, however. Pack gets decrewed, but the Tiger gets the killing shot.
We just lost a medium tank.
It could have been a different story if the Jackson just drove forwards a little bit more aggressively behind that train before the second pack shot came through. I think he would have had enough to knock out the Tiger, but didn't quite work out that way. BreadMarsh loses the Jackson for not much of a result. Ends up killing the mortar back there though. Pretty good Katyusha barrage onto the base exit of Tiger Ben, who's lost his Volksgrenadiers. There's Raketin now as well on base. Tiger Ben really bleeding like crazy. Struggling to save up that manpower for the KT. And even once it arrives, I mean, already up against the SU-85. It's starting to vet up. And the anti-tank Overwatch. Pick up the bar with the Grenadiers, but the pack destroyed by the SU-85 out the back. Half-track takes a Faust, but with the pack destroyed, there's nothing really to follow up. Not that scary. Airburst shells coming in from the howitzer. Howitzer's really slowed down a lot. I think it got like 9 kills. Was it after the first barrage? And now it's still only at 11. Has been doing health damage. Just not getting those kills. I think there's, especially, I don't think he's been using the airburst that much, but there's one of the downsides of the airburst. Decent AoE on them, but not that likely to actually drop models. Okay, Tiger repaired back up for worst play. He's ready to get something going. G on the far side. A half-track could come and help dispatch that though. Double Raketin switching sides here for Tiger Ben. He's playing a bit more conservatively now, I think. Trying to save out that manpower for the King Tiger. Paratrooper's so clumped up here, that could have been a devastating hit. First player going for a Brumbeer to back up the Tiger. Interesting choice. I think I'll probably be going for the Panther. For the overwhelm. See how this all goes. BreadMarsh with a rebuild on the Major. Maybe wants it for the Vision? Not entirely sure. Good shot there from the Bombear though. Right into the base. Doesn't look like it's hitting too much though. Double COH2s as well. This one's up to 21 kills though. It's switching back across now. A couple hits on the mortars. Empire's going to reclaim the VP. Very tight contest in terms of victory points at this stage. 385 on hand to assist against the Tiger. Jackson getting some good hits in. He's making a bit of a push. We've got the Rakitans rolling up. The King Tiger hitting the field now. Allies going to be under a lot of pressure. Tiger Ben calling in the planes, but we do have the double AA half-tracks to take care of that. Ooh, a silent. A little bit too slow backing away with the SU-85. The double Rakitans connecting. Get the job done. SU-85 down now. The Allies are really under pressure. BreadMarsh dropping in his planes though as well. It's enough to force the Tiger to blitz out to safety. Jackson coming in from the side. I think the Tiger would survive one more shot from the Jackson from that health threshold, so Jackson doesn't go in for the dive on it. Doesn't want to take the risk. It's the engine crit on this. Oh boy! Didn't realize the planes were going to come through for one more pass. The Tiger nearly dying there. There, one more shot from the Jackson will seal the deal. Well, with the Rakitans there, he gives up the chase. No grenade from the rifleman though. That could have been a good way to force away the anti-tank guns quickly there. Oh, but here comes the COH2s. Knocks out the Jaeger lights. Axis did manage to set up the triple cap, but Major back on the capture. Now Howitzer into the US base. Decent idea for Tiger Ben. BreadMarsh pretty quick on the reactions, but takes a nasty hit on that mortar. KT on the far side. Conscript's looking for the engine crit. Oh, it's not quite enough health damage. He's dropping in the anti-tank Overwatch as well, but without the engine crit, it's not going to be very strong. Take about a quarter of the health off that. Nice booby trap. Often made cancelled here by worst player, then reactivated. Tiger up to vet 2 now. We have a second Jackson in the mix now for BreadMarsh, however. So it's going to contain that Tiger quite nicely. Tiger Ben though, so much munitions in reserve. Both the Axis just about ready for their planes again. And didn't notice it. I guess the anti-air half-track did end up going down in base at some stage. So only the one quad to deal with all of those planes. Good bit of work there from the Jacksons. Spotting long range with the Pathfinders. Chusha hoping to target the tank guns, but good dodge. Goes for the machine gun now instead. Pathfinder's providing such crazy sight at the moment. Jackson still want to avoid getting snared. India's looking strong at the moment there. 85 getting forced back by the double Rakitans. Here comes the Wolfheze strike. Largely avoided by BreadMarsh though. And the double Rakitans forced away. That means the King Tiger now unsafe on the front lines. We're back for worst player. I don't understand why he never upgraded sweepers on these pyros. Maybe he's trying to save the munitions for the planes. He's bringing those in now, double Jacksons. Going to take a bit of damage. In fact, double planes, Tiger Ben bringing in his ones as well. Jackson's taking a lot of damage. Ooh, one of them nearly dying. Ambo's still in danger, and Tiger pushing him behind this with double Jackson's nearly incapacitated. There goes the Ambo for BreadMarsh. A little bit overwhelmed. Grenade though, anti-tank grenade going to connect. S-85 coming in from the side. Kittens killing off the decrew resist at the moment. Got the anti-tank Overwatch coming down now. That is really hammering this Tiger. And down it goes. So worst player trying to push in behind that. But the Jackson survived and the Tiger does not. Got to be very careful, you know. Taking the engine crit. Very, very dangerous when you're up against the anti-tank Overwatch. Especially when you're that deep into enemy territory. Engine is down to the howitzer there, getting Vet 3, 21 kills, so it has been picking up some major damage recently. So a very tight contest in terms of victory points. Allies slightly behind. Oh boy, double kittens there. S-35 could be in some trouble. Oh, he backs through. Ooh, gets away though. That was a close call. Got some Katyusha rockets. Ooh, one Raketen down. Both Raketens go down. Huge hits there from the Katyusha. And that is devastating for Tiger Ben. S-35 is still very low in health though. Maybe doesn't feel safe using it at the moment. So, unable to really capitalize on those decrews. Double Jacksons are there though. Maybe they could have come through and killed these off. Reboot on the captain, by the way. I feel it's a little bit strange. No, he does have some utility with the smoke on me, but I feel like I'd want the anti-tank grenade from the rifleman above that for sure. S-35 will head back up, getting some good hits on the Tiger. Tiger Ben recovered one of the anti-tank guns so far. Molotov action in there, good smoke off on the machine gun though. Double Jackson's coming across. Looks like maybe the Allies going to double team that King Tiger. Oof. Hits both ways. Oh boy, Conscript's still alive though. Jaeger Light's not though. The machine gun finishes them off at max range. There we go, double Jackson's coming around the side. BreadMarsh has enough munitions now for the P-47s. Tiger Ben though dropping in his planes. S-35 under some pressure from the shreked up P-Greens coming in with the tactical movement. So S-85 gives up the chase, but the Dishka bunker pins them almost instantly. Coming down the far side, the Jackson didn't have much success. So a decent idea from the Allies, but the Axis able to respond to it pretty effectively. Jackson goes down. BreadMarsh making a big push down this side. Easy territory over there. Jackson finally going down. A big old push over here, but without the Jackson support, don't know how effective this is going to be. He brings in the planes. Force back the Brumbeer. Jackson mobilizing again now for BreadMarsh. Nexus going for the cap though. Allies getting quite low on the victory points. King Tiger rolling back. Oh boy, driving through harm's way here with the Jackson. Oh, good hit on the Rakit, and that could go down perhaps. Got some bars into the retreat. 385 backing very far away though. Could have got some more hits on the King Tiger. So to the US base, no, into the Soviet base area. Could be dangerous with the double Katyushas there. They could get one shot. Oh, conscripts down. Going quickly to that King Tiger. Oh, and I was talking about it a few times. This time it does end up biting SilentHIT. Ooh, I thought it was about to happen again. Katyusha down to the howitzer fire. 35 in some trouble as well. Losing sight of it perhaps. Rakit unable to finish the job. Allies are really under the pump now. SilentHIT dropping in the anti-tank Overwatch, trying to force back this King Tiger. Knocks out the Rakitten with a pretty nice hit. King Tiger taking quite a lot of damage. Allies though with some strong VP control at the moment. Now a little bit behind in army size, the Allies, but not too far off. Looks like worst player though, about to bring in that Tiger, and that's going to swing things even further in Axis' favour. BreadMarsh has rebuilt that Jackson though. Double Jackson's going to be important. Going to need to make use of those Pathfinders for sight again. I think that's massive factors for BreadMarsh and help him win this. Jackson's going toe to toe with the Tiger. The pea green Shreks coming in now. And the Brumbeer. Rifleman though doing a good job with the bars. The Shreks are dropping really fast. Those Vet 3 Riflemen making short work of the Grenadiers. Now the Jackson's going hunting, looking for the Tiger kill. Anti-tank gun spinning around. Jackson's missing a couple shots. Prioritized vehicles, they switch over their focus fire to the Brumbeer instead of the Tiger. I think the Jackson will survive one shot from the pack. Ooh. A lot of damage on those Jacksons though, a lot of repairs required now. This is getting decrewed over here. Combat engineers going for the VP. King Tiger rolling back, eating just about Vet 2 on that now. S-35 though also Vet 2. Alright, so about ready to go again for Tiger Ben. Let's try and get some caps going. Those close range Werfer strike coming in however. There goes the captain. Good work though from the Paras coming in from the side, pressuring this. Look at that super long range grenade as well. Rakitten looks likely to fall. And does. Airburst shells coming in now though, getting another decrew on the Zis. After the cap again, such a tight contest in terms of victory points, just all over the map. There's fighting. T-34 coming in, but not enough munitions for a ram for SilentHIT. He's just driving ahead for the Werfer kill. He's gonna find it as well. Oh boy, SilentHIT, is he not paying attention? Oh, he misses, he's on the move. Oh boy, and there's a pack there with the target weak point activating. What was that? What was that? What was he doing? Maybe he's too busy microing the SU-85 or something. I was not paying attention to that T-34. It's a real shame. He had an opportunity to kill that Werfer. Could have had 3 shots with the T-34 on it as well. 3 opportunities to kill it. Shoot out the back. Empire is quick to react, and that's well done. Double Jackson's forcing back that Tiger fast. Trying to build a bunker, but with the Jacksons there, it's not going to last for too long. Pack ever so slightly out of range at the moment. Bunker trying to upgrade. Not going to last.
Frontier building has been lost.
Ooh, big hit from the Brombeer though. That's a bunker buster. Stops the capture. Howitzers coming down over here again. Watered down this time. Weapon completely destroyed. Okay, his new paratroopers coming in for BreadMarsh. SU-85 pushing quite far forwards again. A few good hits in. Tiger Ben hasn't rebuilt his Raketens, going for a Jagdpanzer now. SU-85 though, well controlled for silence. Big wall of smoke coming up, trying to cover the capture here. 3 machine guns though, all making life very difficult for Tiger Ben. Points are draining for the Allies though. They need to make a play for the centre or the far right. Maxim decrewed again by the Werfer this time. Bit of a pusher out the back by the Obers, but we've got Maxim at a good angle to cover that. Pressure's on the Allies now. They're down on army size, you can see, by quite a large margin. Here we go. We've got the planes caught in by BreadMarsh, but his tanks are already a little bit low in health. Don't know if you can really capitalize on this. Damage onto the Brombeer, but if he chases any further, he's going to run into that anti-tank gun. Grenade out. Paratroopers dodge forwards of it. Unable to complete the decap though. P-47's nearly finishing off the Brombeer, however. That was a close call. SU-85 getting very aggressive, going for the Jagdpanzer kill here. Decides against chasing in any further though, doesn't want to take the trade. SilentHIT calling the GG. He's throwing in the towel, I guess. Mash out the back here. Maybe he's gone AFK. Yep. Well, here we go. Resilient stuff there from the Axis. They were in quite a lot of trouble after worst player lost his Tiger that first time. But after that, BreadMarsh just unable to kill the Tiger and the Brombeer. Got the Brombeer quite low on a few occasions, but not quite able to finish the job. Pack was a bit of a thorn in his side, and pretty good use of the Shreks combined with the tactical movement as well. Yeah, quite hard to use the double Jacksons. Howie having a bit of a field day. Overall, pretty impressive that these double ISG survived so long for Tiger Ben as well. He made such good use of them, countering the support weapons of SilentHIT, whether it be through smoke or just the barrages. That was pretty strong there overall. And once Tiger Ben finally saved up enough for that King Tiger, that was the real difference maker. That's when the Axis really started to take control. But yeah, GG. As I was saying, Axis good job hanging on there. They were in a bit of trouble. Maybe the Allies could have coordinated their off-maps a little bit stronger. Could have led to some better results, but other than that, pretty solid play all round. Oh, anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.